My name is Tatia and I'm part of the PEPELT team. Like Sandy, unfortunately I have a bit of a cold, so I hope my voice will hold throughout the video. This month, it's a special month for the PEPELT team. We are looking at books by John Burningham. We're remembering John Burningham. So today it's my turn, it's Valentine's, and it's my turn to have a look at John Burningham's books. Now I'm going to share with you my collection. I'm very lucky I've got a nice little collection of John Burningham books. So just get them over here. We've just moved house, so apologies for the slightly messy bookshelf behind me. Now, the one I'll start with is Mr. Gumpy's Outing. Now, you might remember Sandy reviewed that one in the last PEPELT video, in the first video of for this month. And this edition is the one my mother bought for me. So this is from the 70s, and you can see it's a different format. It's much shorter. It's very off-white. I can't believe that the sun or that age has contributed so much to it being this off-white. So I think originally the paper was perhaps had a slightly off-white touch to it. It's lovely the way it's done. It's got a nice, the picture's got a nice frame around them. This one is, it's a print 1974 US, so first time, and I was born in the US, so I believe my mother bought this in America and read it to me there. So it's a very special book. It's got my name on the top. Another book, this one here. This is The Boy Who Always Came Too Late, and this is just a fun book. This is definitely one worth reading with your children, or just reading for yourself if you want to have a bit of a giggle. The Boy Who Was Always Late. It really is quite an incredible story. So it's this boy who obviously always comes too late to school, and he's got the most amazing excuses, and they're quite outrageous. So he ran into a crocodile, or we had, was it with a lion? I think the lion grabbed it, bit his bottom. Let me just find that one. Yeah, we've got the lion biting his bottom on his way to school. And of course the teacher doesn't believe him until the end, and I won't tell you what happens, but excellent book. Picnic, if you have had a look at the PEPELT Facebook page and looked at our banner for this month, you'll recognise some of the illustrations. Grandpa, very famous book, very good one. Avocado Baby, if you saw the post yesterday on PEPELT, you've probably got an idea about this book. Avocado Baby, amazing. I mean, who comes up with an idea of a baby loving avocado mush and suddenly becoming super strong, defending his siblings against bullies, and yes, really quite an amazing story. My children both really enjoyed reading this book. I have got Courtney, I'll come to that in a minute. Seasons. Now, Seasons is out of print, I believe, 1969, first edition, first copies went out. Very, very fortunate that I managed to pick up the Dutch edition of this book. Amazing, amazing illustrations with some, I think this is one of them, with some absolutely breathtaking fold-outs. Let me see if you can see the fold-out. I mean, I count myself very, very lucky to have been able to get a copy of this book still. So have a look on eBay, see if you can find one. It's been translated into many languages. And the Magic Bed will always have a special place in my heart. I read this very often to both my children. And I believe Annetta might be reviewing this at the end of the month. So if you don't know this book, it's a book about a boy who needs a new bed, and he finds a new bed, and then magic happens. So, but I won't say any more, just in case Annetta does review this book. Courtney. Now, Courtney is the book that I will review. Published 1969, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this book, really for me, when Sandy was citing Sendak saying that he thought Birmingham's work was perhaps a little bit nuts. I mean, this book is a joy. How can you come up with an idea like this? I mean, this is about a family parents, 2 children, and the children, they want a dog. The mother can come up with loads of reasons why we shouldn't have a dog. But they finally give in. And so the children go looking for a dog. And they see loads of dogs. But in the end, they go to this man and they say, yep, here, this one. Do you have a dog that really nobody wants? Because we've seen loads of dogs and they'll find a home really quickly. And he says, yeah, we do have a dog. We have a dog. We don't really know anything about him. It's called Courtney. So, Courtney, the dog. The children say, fantastic. We'll take the dog home. Now, the parents told the children before they left, make sure you get a good dog, pedigree, so we know something about the dog. And they come home with Courtney. Courtney was told to sleep in the kitchen. The next morning, the children arrive. Oh dear, Courtney had disappeared. Of course, the parents said, well, of course, pedigree, what do you expect? In the afternoon, Courtney returns with his trunk, with his suitcase, large trunk, dragging it behind him. And loads of stickers on it. Osaka, Sydney, Plaza, New York. So Courtney has been around the block. And then before we know it, Courtney is in the kitchen, cooking, got a chef's hat on, silver service. Parents can't believe it, thinking, wow, this is just amazing. And Courtney just becomes an integral part of the family. Juggling, keeping the baby entertained, mowing the lawn, helping the mum with her knitting, holding the wool for her. One day, fire breaks out in the house. And of course, who rescues the baby? You guessed it, Courtney. Comes clambering down the ladder, holding the baby safely. Life goes on. But then one day, Courtney's gone, and so is the trunk. The children were upset. They went to the police. Nobody had heard of a dog who could play the violin, could cook. So, well, again, life just goes on, but this time without Courtney. Children go on holiday. Summer holidays come up. Go on holiday. They're in their rubber boat here, they're dinghy, and they start to drift out, and the mother starts screaming, help, help! And then there's a tug on this rubber boat, and they're pulled back to land. We don't know who it was, but we all think it could have been Courtney, perhaps. And I've read this book many times, and it's only after a few readings that I spotted Courtney here up on the cliffs. So it's never really, it's not written, but you always guess. And then finally you spot the dog and you think, I was right, the dog was there. And the book finishes with the parents going home with their children and of course wondering who saved them. So that is the story of Courtney. Unbelievable, really, who can come up with such an idea? And I think that is what makes John Birmingham's work so special. The imagination and the style of illustration. So we have the lightness of the pencil work with colours. And here especially, large pages, white background, few sentences on every page, maximum 4 lines of text. And I think it's a great book to read together, great book to read out loud, lots to see. And there's a lightness to the book and to the story, and that's what you will find in all of John Birmingham's books. The same with The Magic Bed, the illustrations, the style of illustrations, and the words that he uses, they become one, and they take you away, and that is really what is very special about his work. And of course, just the level of imagination to come up with these ideas and to create a story that makes you laugh, or that is just so different that you just think, wow. And I think that is what is just special about his books. So if you have some books, keep them safe, reread them. And that was me sharing John Birmingham. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next month. And next two videos, well, the next one will be Gail, and then Annette towards the end of the month. See you soon. Bye.